go. We played Arrestor Zeal in an earlier build of the deck, and I cut it, and I'm not really unhappy that I cut it. I think Collision Colossus is just better for the most part. The only thing Arrestor Zeal really has going for it that Collision Colossus doesn't do is that Arrestor Zeal gets flashed back by the Arcanist, but I think I'd rather just have this more powerful card. Usually when you have Arcanist live, you don't, it's pretty infrequent that you don't have things for Arcanist to do. Like, it happens, but not that often. The fact that Collision Colossus randomly hoses things like Shalais and Lyra out of the Bant deck is also very powerful. I would love to play first with my aggro deck. Thank you for asking. Easy keep. We'll play Rootbound Crag tapped on 1 here because it doesn't come into play untapped off this Plains. We'll go Plains Vanguard on 2. No, I don't think that sounds particularly good, Punk. Alright, let's play this one on 2 now. I'm a little choked on red mana in this hand, so beginning to play a red spell here on 2 sounds good. Emergency Doc coming in hot with the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that.
I look forward to seeing you. We won't answer to other kids.
Alright, so what if we just like... So I think the plan here is Shock, Domri, attack, Shock, Domri. If I had another red mana, I'd probably kill the elf too, but at least I can do this. Neoform with Renegade Rallier sounds sweet. I agree with that. You can also Neoforming a 2-drop into Renegade Rallier sounds pretty awesome. This is a great example of one of the many things Adanto Vanguard does well in this deck. Just like getting to soak up hits like this is great. Next turn we can Colossus this, attack, flashback Colossus it if we want, depending on what they do. We can also run back the double Reckless Rage play on the Adanto Vanguard again, potentially. I don't want to harp on it, but I'm going to harp on it. Magic players are so funny. I don't want to harp on it, but let me tell you again. Alright, I think I'm just going to attack them for 9 here. They take 4 and the Ripjaw Raptor dies. They draw a card, that's fine. I guess that's fair. Like, I'm okay if they wanna eat this, I pay 4. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I missed 3 points of damage there. I agree that I should have attacked with Adanto Vanguard. Ripjaw is good against the aggressive decks, Mark, but it's really terrible against the Teferi decks in the format. Oh, Oh, I just flashed back the pump on the Adanto Vanguard. Yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, it's a total free roll, right? Because then I have a 5/5 and a 7/3 attacking. Yeah, good. Thank you for the specifics on that. A lot of those little things. Like, people keep asking me. I had a couple of people ask me if they should play this deck at tournaments this weekend or something else, and I was like, you should only play this deck if you're gonna get a lot of reps in with it. There are a lot of little things that you can mess up in this deck. You are nowhere near dealing 8 to me. Why would you shock my thing? They should definitely shock this, I think. Although I guess if I have a thing, they get blown out here. Hey, Scott R. Bowie, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Remember to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know if there's something in there you'd like to bump up this month. I appreciate the support. So, you're dead on board? So, I'm 1-0 with this deck on the ladder, so basically it's busted. That's true, Bob. You could never win matches with decks that I like. I think I just want to trim the shocks here. Because Collision Colossus is reasonable here, while Shock's nice for, like, killing their elves. While Shock's nice for killing their elves, I think I like Gird for, like, attacking into their bigger creatures. Gird on the Arcanist also lets Lava Coil flashback, which is nice. So that sounds nice. Hand's like, if it draws lands or creatures, it's probably okay. Maybe it doesn't have enough early interaction to be good enough. The double Colossus, maybe I don't want, this is a very good draw. Maybe I don't want 3 Colossus in this matchup. Maybe it's good enough, but I don't want all of them. I, like, want to shock in with it. I mean, we want shock against the opponent's deck when they have exactly Gruul Spellbreaker. I feel like in situations where they don't have, where they have Land War Elves, I feel like in situations where they don't have Land War Elves, I'm, like, pretty happy. I think I want to pay 4 to trade for the Land War Elves here. Maybe this is too aggressive. This is your opponent, they'll always have the elf. I am very low here. So, like, if they go land dragon, I'm probably dead. I guess they have collision. Just a Growth Chamber Guardian's probably beatable. Nah, there's 0% to block there. You're right, I should give him the chance, but I think they're almost certainly 0% to block there. So I want a buddy land here or a basic. Because now I can Colossus on defense. Looking for another Buddy Land or basic so I can play Feather plus hold up Colossus next turn. 4 more for the sword. New Lexicon. Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right. Things are coming up Millhouse, as we like to say. So do you feel like Feather is the worst card in the Feather deck? It's definitely not the best, Bob. It's good when it lives, but like this is definitely the best card in the deck, I think. This card's really good. Or Defiant Strike? This card or Defiant Strike? One of the two. Oh no, I messed up. I should have done this during their main phase, because now it doesn't come back to my end step. It's probably fine. Okie doke. That's true. Reckless Rage is like, wait, Jeff, I heard you talking about the best card in the deck. What about me? Alright, so now before their end step, I'm going to go ahead and do this because it triggers a counter here. So if I do this before their end step, it comes back to my hand. So obviously I'm scrying this Reckless Rage back to the top, but I just get a free 1/1 counter by doing this. How close are they to being forced to block with everything? Pretty close, right? So if I do this, that sounds great. Yeah, my gut kind of thinks it's lethal too, but they're at 16, so like I don't want to mess this up. So this is 15. They're at 20. We're short, right? Yeah, because they're basically at 24, right? With 8 points of toughness with my guy having trample. So if they block here, they're taking 15 and this is +5, so that's 20. So I'm too short, right? 15 + 5 is 20. And I don't think it's worth risking them drawing a thing next turn. That's true. We force their board to die, but they get to attack me with this. But if they attack me with this, I get to deal 4 to it. Yeah, I'm getting Doomblade back. Yeah. Yeah, they have to double block or they're dead. Right? You have to double block or you're dead to the known information. I think they died. Alright, sounds good. We did it. We're done. Opponent was not, yeah, right. They were blocking and they were unaware that it was their job to do the math. This deck has a lot of counting. You're just like, what's gonna Yeah, they could have missed trample or the counter. To be fair, our deck's not super popular, which is one of the reasons I like playing it, because people make mistakes against it with some consistency. Hey, Demadish, thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think I can keep this, right? Like, no 2-drop, no red source, no removal. I'm actually going to keep this, because with a white source or 2, it's absurd. Alright, we're playing Naya Gates. I always thought this deck was really boring, but watching Jeff play it makes it really interesting. You're probably just weren't watching people that were articulating all the things to go through. When you talk about the decision trees in this deck, there's a lot going on. I have learned the higher math you go up in your education, the harder basic math becomes. My engineering family doesn't numbers good, yep. The Defiant Strike is awesome in foil, I agree. I don't really feel like I need more threat density. And in the matchups where I do want more threat density, I would rather have, in the matchups where I do want threat density, I'd rather have Arkbow in my experience. White source. I like how all these green lands, yeah, our mana is awful. That's definitely true, Bob. Mana is 10 out of 10, confirmed awful. White source. Bob, would you believe, Bob, that people, the white-red version of this deck plays 16 white sources? How disgusting is that? Like, this build's got 17 in it. So I'm playing more than a lot of people are. Probably dead. Huh. I think I gotta ship that. Alright. Let's try again. Last season, this season, and next season all qualify for the same thing. So if you finish in the top 1,000 last season like I did, this season's irrelevant for you. I like to leave in a couple Vanguards in this matchup. Gird doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, I like Healing Grace, actually, so I'm going to cut all those. Yeah, this is usually what I do against red. It's always top 1,000. The only thing that changes is how many months the qualifying period spans across. So, the previous qualifying period was only 2 months long. This qualifying period is 3 months long. Yeah, of course they're only going to have 16 slots again. They've already announced that, Hits Leo. Our plan is to draw spells at some point, so hopefully that comes to fruition. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this, and I'm actually not gonna play my Shockland here, because this would be 2 non-white sources in play, so this way if I draw like a Defiant Strike next turn or a Healing Grace, I can play Feather and still have that up. I would encourage you to Google it. People that are asking me for details, I'd encourage you to look it up on Wizards' website. If you don't understand from what I just said, you're probably not going to grab it from little bits being thrown at you. Just look it up. So my land sequencing did end up costing me 2 points of life there, but I think I both want to deploy Feather and Lava Coil there. Punished. So, the way Rekindling Phoenix is worded, Burgle, if you kill the egg in response to the trigger, they still get the thing back. It's fine. It's working out fine. We're still gonna get to mow through here. And this time, I'm not going to target my Feather, because I'd prefer they kill this instead of this, because I just want to keep my Reckless Rage machine gun going for as long as possible. This is a little bit worse. Actually, I was going to say it's bad against Chain Whirler, but that's not true, because this stops Chain Whirler from happening. So this still comes back to my hand, right? Yeah, because it fully resolved. It's not quite Experimental Frenzy, but Feather's drawn a lot of cards this game. Despite all the rage, he is still just a feather in a cage. As someone will save what is lost can never be saved. Do 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 do. Just give it up. They've had enough. They've had enough. Feather is very angry. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. So, that Feather was really good there because Bob insulted him earlier. Bob was like, Feather's the worst card in our deck, and Feather was like, hold my beer. Alright, that was the easy game, chat. That was the game where we were on the play. So the one on the draw is the tough one, so let's do it. Alright, Naya Gates, here we go. Still get to curve here. Nice, Pano. Get it. Light up that stage, opponent. Hit some 4-drops. Yeah! Yeah! Nice 4-drops. Nice 4-drops. Tasty, tasty. Listen, chat, Magic is a game where the more skilled player wins every time, okay? We're so good. Do, 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 do. Great. Feather came into play and drew 2 cards. God bless. If it eats a Lightning Strike plus a Fanatical Firebrand, I'm going to consider that a win. Yeah, Feather's just like, I'm taking none of this worst card in the deck nonsense. Feather's just like, jam, 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 jam. Ship it. Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to have some variance, play some chess or some checkers or some go or something. I was wondering if Shock worked with it. I'm glad I read the card. Who knew reading the card explained the card? God bless. Look at you. Helping Twitch chat evolve, grow, and learn. I love winning die rolls. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan. As much as I like having all my colors, I need one more spell in this, something like this to keep, I think. This gets a scry and has a 2-drop. Opponent went to 5, fist pump. I always think the same thing when my opponent mulligans to 5. Mulligan to 4. Mulligan to 4. Mulligan to 4. I don't think, well, interesting question. Am I supposed to shock for the shock in the dark? Obviously, the answer is yes. Obviously, the answer is yes. That's true, Burgle. That's a good observation. Against decks where your health total matters, you generally want to have the shock on the first turn. It's a fair assessment. Alright, so the scary part right now is my opponent is missing land drops. So that means they have 3 spells in their hand. So while I'm ahead at the moment, that could pivot very quickly if they go like 3rd land Nissa here. They could also have Entrancing Melody for my 10th District Legionnaire, or like land Entrancing Melody for my Feather. We'd really love to see like a Gird or a Defiant Strike or just any of our Reckless Rage, any of our things that trigger our Feather ideally. Even a Gruul Spellbreaker would be fine at this point. Collision is lethal. Yeah, it is. What if I draw a Defiant Strike into Collision? So I like drawing cards, Bob. Is that okay? Hey, another land? Okay, sure. Yeah. I think we're going to see Frilled Mystic trade with my 10th District Legionnaire here, unfortunately. I think that's what this pause was. I got nothing. If I had anything, you would be very dead. I'm gonna go land, take my thing, and we'll concede. And by that I mean we'll wait because we could draw 2 shocks. Multiple Defiant Strikes. I like that one. Dream big. Dream big. Don't take my feather. Yes, they didn't take my feather. All right, come on. Shocks are lethal. Defiant Strikes are lethal. Collisions are lethal. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Pop it. I mean, okay, I guess that's lethal next turn. The problem is they can cast a giant Hydrate Crisis. The problem is Gird was lethal. God, just so many lethal draws there. It's shock adjacent. The problem is they get a turn, right? So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can crisis for 7 here, which gains them 3. Which then means I then have to go back to trying to top deck, which is sad. That's not strictly true. A lot of the times you want to get to about 5 lands, especially if you have Feather. And in the matchups where you really want to go long, that's why there's Arkbow in the sideboard. So they've got 9 mana, so this must just be Krasis, right? So Krasis gains them 3 here. So Reckless Rage is still lethal. Collision Colossus actually isn't lethal because of, God bless America. How about a Plains? Yep. Plains is very, very similar here. So I'm attacking with both because do they not know how Feather works? They must not know how Feather works. They must have thought we were going to get the shock back. They didn't know how Feather works. Woo! Doggy. Magic's great. Magic's great. Love it. Burgle with the quote 108 on the. They thought the only reason we would attack was if we had it. My sweet summer child. So, Bob and Burgle and everyone at home, I've been just clicking submit in this matchup. Is that crazy? Is that, I feel like I just want to run it back. Like, I don't really love any of these cards. Yeah, I just want to, punk them, basically, right? They don't usually have Wild Growth Walker. If they have Wild Growth Walker, I'd bring in Tocatli and Lava Coil for sure. But a lot of these mid-range decks aren't playing the Explore package. And, obviously, if this one is, I'll change. This hand is more than good. It's great. Alright, no fear, go. This is the part where they play Paradise Shirt and I'm a little bit sad, but if they play Incubation, I want to shock the crap out of it. I could see Warboss over Spellbreaker, but most of these lists have 4/5s. Yeah, most of them are boarding in Ripjaw Raptor. Go. I'm not playing Daredevil in this deck. Oh. Oh. Oh, you have a Shalai, huh? Actually, I think... Is it crazy to Legionnaire and then Collision this? I have 2 Reckless Rages. That's probably dumb. Yeah, I think that's dumb. I'm gonna do this. So I can still do this turn. I don't have 2 red, Burgle. Oh, is the Stream Decker wrong? The Stream Decker's wrong. Oh, that was my last Defiant Strike. That might have been wrong. Little loose, because if I wait to get Defiant Strike back while I have Feather in play. How do we feel about just attacking here? This smells like fish, right? Anybody else think this smells like fish? That all resolved really quick. That all resolved really quick. Or they were tilting for finally realizing how Feather works. Oh, yeah, we tried 2 Dire Fleets yesterday and they were bad. So, and this is a very, we talk about the emotions of playing Magic the Gathering fairly frequently here. We just had 3 matches in a row where we just got to strap on our racing boots and run people over. And basically what I'm saying is, if I continue playing from here, my cumulative variance can only incur that I'm going to have a downswing. So I think I'm going to end a little bit early on a high note today. Let's run it a little bit light this week. If you want to get a chance to see me play this in paper, be sure to tune into the Nerd Rage stream this weekend. You can also check out past videos of this deck on my website, jeffhoagland.com or magicesports.net. Remember, this is my last day streaming Standard this week. Tomorrow morning and early afternoon, I'm going to do 2 or maybe 3 Modern Leagues, but I'm going to be done by about 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so I'm not going to have a chance to do Standard. So tomorrow morning and the afternoon is just Modern, and then I'll be back on Monday with my normal-ish schedule. So thanks everyone for watching, and shout out to all the subs as always. I appreciate it. If you didn't catch it, be sure to see that they spoiled a couple of new Chandras from the latest set, so that's exciting. You can find those on various spoiler sites. I'm looking forward to getting new cards in this application soon. July 2nd. So catch everyone around later. Have a good one.